This week's Parsha, Chazal learn out from the juxtaposition of the mitzvah of Shabbos and the building of the Mishkan to teach us that we learn out the Lamatat Malachot from the building of the Mishkan. All the activities which were required in the building of the Mishkan itself come to teach us what a malacha is. But the obvious question has to be, what defines a malacha? If you think about Shabbat being defined as a day of rest, and you look at the malachas, the two don't really line up with one another. Doing a simple action like separating from bad food from good food, taking away the waste, doesn't feel like it's going to be strenuous, doesn't feel like it's going to put a strain on your day of rest. And therefore we have to really understand in depth what's the meaning of a malacha, and also what's the meaning of Shabbos, and how do the two come together. A malacha is defined as something which takes raw materials or something that exists in creation and furthers it for a greater purpose. What does that mean? We take a mixture of bad and good things together, like the example I gave before of borer. We take away the waste so it becomes edible. We've now elevated that from being something which wasn't edible to something edible. Cooking, for example, bishul, one of the most central malacha. Is it something which is strenuous to us on Shabbos? No, it's not hard for us to cook. In fact, the whole thing we have to do with the hot plate and all of that perhaps is more strenuous in some ways. So what's the idea behind cooking? The problem there is we're taking something inedible and making it edible. That's what a malacha is, converting something without a higher use to make it more useful for mankind and therefore more useful for its purpose in this world. So what's the issue then with doing malacha on Shabbat? Why is this a problem? Shabbat is all about tikkun, it's all about shleimut. And if you look at the way in which the world was created, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created a world which was meant to be going from tohu vavoh, from chaos and emptiness, to a position of tikkun and shleimut, to a place of perfection. And had Adam HaRishon not sinned, the world really always would have been a perfect place, and Adam's only role would have been serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu and davening and doing good things, but never having to work, never having to take the world to a place of tikkun. The world was in a position of tikkun. We call Shabbos Mein Olam Haba. Shabbat is a taste of the world to come. And therefore, when we're living through a proper Shabbos experience, we're in a place of tikkun, we're in a place of shleimus. And to do malacha when you're in a place of shleimus is a contradiction. To do malacha, which is all about perfecting and seeking to take something from the position of tohu to the place of tikkun, doesn't work on Shabbat when you're already in that place. This comes to teach us that on Shabbat, we should be remembering what our role is in this world, and that is to perfect creation. But also to remember that we're meant to disconnect from the reality that we live in, so as to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu more, and to elevate the world around us, to put Olam Hazeh closer to Olam Haba. We many times think that Olam Hazeh and Olam Haba are stira, they're contradiction, they're in different places. We're working all the time just to get to Olam Haba. But the truth is, they exist in parallel to each other. Olam Haba is where it's all obvious and clear, and we don't have physicality, and here it's just hidden within physicality. And our role is to find the meaning and depth and spirituality within the world that we live in. So we should be zocher Bezrat Hashem to connect to Shabbat in a proper way and always be developing the world around us and ourselves. Bezrat Hashem. Shabbat Shalom.